everybody. I'm Chad Eckert. You can find me on Twitter, @DynaRealChi. That's Joe Idone. He's at Tour Picks, and this is the Preferred Lines podcast, proudly presented by Jock Market.
Let's go!
Dude, I'm so excited to get addicted to another fantasy sports app.
Aren't we all?
No, this one you don't even need to worry about pre-tournament stuff. You just kind of can speculate throughout it. So it's a little different. It's fun. It's a stock market for athletes.
It's very much like different, right? So it's the same concept. The better your guys do, the better you do. But it's different. Like there's so many apps that are trying to be DraftKings. They're not. They're going a different route with it. So it's cool. I encourage all of you guys to try it out.
No, anything that has a little bit of a learning curve where you can decide, you can totally tell right away that you could be better than other people. Like that's what I like to be into. So buy low, sell high on that app. And you can do it by signing up with our link. Well, not quite yet, but you can screenshot when you do sign up and deposit and send that to us or tag us, Preferred Lines, or them, Jock MKT on Twitter. And you get an extra $10. How about that? $10 free.
Yeah, free tenner. Who doesn't want that, right?
If you're going to do it anyway, just screenshot it. You don't even have to do it publicly. Just send it to us DM-wise, and we'll find a way to get it to the people at Jock Market.
They're having – so if you're new to it, they have a cash market where you basically deal with real money, and then they have a secondary market where they just load you every person up. Think of it like a poker tournament. Like you enter for free, and everybody gets the same amount of chips. Whoever comes out the best does it. But they're having a ridiculous amount of prizes. I think it was like $50K in prizes or $20K in prizes this week, which is nuts. They're aggressively going after the golf fans, which we love. We're number one on their board next to the NFL, and we're excited to take that off with them.
Sign up now, though, this week. Who wants to do it at the RSM? You do it when everybody's in there, and they're giving away a ton of money for free to get you to do it. So,
oh, yeah.
Go there. It's on the Apple Store, Jock Market, like a stock market. It's not on Android yet. Sorry, Jish Swish, but it'll be there soon.
I talked to him. I talked to our guy, Dave, over there this morning. Yeah, this morning. Days are starting to run together. Masters week. You know how it is. But it is coming very soon. So they have pretty much they've submitted everything they need to over to Android and the Google Play Store. They're just waiting on final approval. And he's gotten word that it could be any day. But, you know, these kind of people could be weeks, could be days. But it's coming. It's coming. Stay patient.
We played the front nine yesterday. That's how it works on the Preferred Lines podcast. If you're new here, we like to have a guest, someone that's smarter than us, start us off, educate us. And then we kick that person off, and Joe and I talk through the betting board. But last night, we did the interview so we could go a little long with Rick Gaiman, rickrungood.com. He's already up on iTunes. You can catch the replay on Periscope or our YouTube page. So what we can do then is we can make the turn and we can crack open a beer and get to the betting board for the 2020
Masters Week, baby. Let's go.
Oh, the best time of the year. It's so cool that it's in November. I'm actually enjoying it. Like maybe they should do this permanently.
Well, yeah, I will be excited in 5 months from now when we have another one, though.
It's even better. Oh, it's the best. Okay, first though, frankly, I want to tout in my own spreadsheet.
Do it.
It's real quick. I want to just tell you, you can go to my Patreon page, and for $5, you can get access to a premium part of the spreadsheet. There is a free version, a little front page news, just your basics all in one spot. Last 3 months and certain stats that I think are important. You got just where they're from and a little blurb on good and bad about what's coming in. So you can feel confident talking about it. But if you want more, if you want like the stats and you want to get really into it, put your reading glasses on, crunch the numbers, that's going to be $5. You can get access to this crazy thing that Eric Darbo, Sweet Spot DFS, and I are calling the Dream Sheet. And I don't even really know how to use it. So Darbo's making a video to help people how to figure out how to use it. So that's how complicated this thing is. But my part of it isn't that complicated. I'm going to have ownership. I'm going to have my positives and who's in my player pool and all the, little things that I find important right there on a spreadsheet on my Patreon page. And it's $5. You get the whole month of November. You get access to my RSM stuff. So go sign up for that. I appreciate it.
Very cool. Honestly, guys, of course, you're my guy, Chad, but like what you guys did is awesome here. Like, not to disparage anyone who does sort of these spreadsheets, because there's plenty of them out there and they're all great, but a lot of them are just essentially downloaded data that just autofills in itself. Like, you literally took the time to provide a positive and a negative take and analysis on every single player in the field, which I think was awesome. And obviously that takes time, that takes effort.
I Googled everybody.
$5. Yeah.
And that's free. That's is free. But then I have an additional insane amount of other information that's for $5. It's the cost of a beer. I mean, this one's an IPA. It's a Furious from Surly. But, I mean, this is like $4.
Yeah.
So come and give me $5. You
Give him 5.
All right. And then, okay, so we did it. Okay, we got Jock Market. We plug Rick Run Good. We plug my spreadsheet. We get to the top of the betting board. The tippity tip top is Bryson DeChambeau, and you can find him at 8-1. It's crazy. 8-1. I've seen it 9-1. But Joe, I got in. I got in on Bryson a while ago, and I saw him bulking up on July 5th. I scored a 16-1.
Okay, I've seen some big tickets out there, but 16-1 is not bad.
No.
During where you sit today, you basically doubled the market value. But I didn't get any Bryson. Are you
going to do the 9 or the 8 or anything this week?
No way.
No, you're not in.
Not,
you don't
this,
think
this
you can
isn't to say that he's
going
not
to win by 12?
I think that there's a very good chance he tears it up. Look, we all know it, right? He's going to probably drive the third green. He's going to have short 8-iron, 9-iron, 7-iron into all the par 5s. I think he said today that he's like playing the course as a par 67 or something like that in his mind. He's going to do well. I'm not saying fading him because I don't think he's going to do well. I'm just not going to bet a guy 8-9-1. There's so many good players in this field, and I think anyone at the top can pull this thing off if they have that week.
I mean, it's tough to say that Bryson is favored when he has DJ right there. I've seen him at 9, 10, 11, 12. I've seen him at all those numbers. You can get Rahm at 10. You get JT at 10. You got Rory at 10 or 11, 12. Xander's there. And now Brooks is in the teens. So do you, like, I don't know. I feel like you could put a little bit into those guys and get a little more out of those guys in terms of dollars, and therefore maybe you want to just skip the top and go to those names. Do you have any names in the teens, or are you going to, your boy Brooks? Did you get him? Or what?
Yeah,
Let's talk about your Brooks bets.
Okay, so I have a Brooks bet in with our friend Nagels. So I was actually, funny story, Nagels and I don't know if he's in the chat here. Nagels and I were supposed to golf together today. My man is in South Florida. He is very close to me. We had a tee time tentatively scheduled to play, and then this hurricane hit, the same one that knocked out my power last night in the middle of Rick Run Good. So if you see things get a little unstable tonight, blame it on Hurricane Ada, but we weren't able to play. But long story short, Nagels and I, it was like last December or something. It was right before I think the NFL playoffs started. He was like, I'm parlaying the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, Brooks to win the Masters. It pays out like 96-1. We both got that. I don't have anything else, but I am like considering it, getting back in like right now.
So 96-1.
Yeah, it pays 96-1. I think actually Brooks's odds at that time were lower. They maybe were 12-1, but I parlayed that with the Chiefs. I think we're like 8-1 at the time. Yeah, we were very vocal about it and excited about it. And then things were looking good for Brooks. Things were looking bad for Brooks. But we've been talking, like last week was the perfect scenario for what we wanted to see coming into this. A little bit of form, a little bit of health, figured out the right driver. Putter seems to be cooperating again. And he's Brooks. Like, it's major season. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
right?
You can't fade Brooks in a major. Like, that seems foolish.
The only bad finish was the PGA, and he went off in the final group, right?
Yep.
He was
talking shit about DJ the night before.
Yeah, I talked about it last week's show as well. Like, Brooks has a historical trend where he plays the week before a major event, and he's had success not only playing the week before, but playing that week before in Texas. 2018 Charles Schwab, the week before the U.S. Open, he finished second, then finished first of the U.S. Open. Right before the PGA Championship at Bethpage, he played the Byron Nelson, Trinity Forest. I think he was fourth there, came in. Okay, good finish last week. Didn't win, which I'm actually happy about. Had him at a great number last week. I'll take him. I haven't bet the 16 or 18 yet, but It's on the radar.
Well, I got in at 20 last week. I did a post, my favorite bets prior, a too early pod for the Masters bets, and Brooks at 20 was one that I knew was too good to be true, and it's now gone. I also told everybody to do Bubba at that time, and now that 40 to 1 is gone. So some of the things like, oh, we'll wait till Monday and see what it's like. No, you got to pull the trigger. I've been pulling the trigger all summer. We're about to talk about it. We got about 25 minutes or so, whatever. I got about 25 bets. So you're gonna get.
I've got some gems too. Like I took that very early on. It's like my pick from back in January. He was 20 to 1 at the time. Got a little parlay on JT too from the Hawaii that he won, where he was like 5 to 1.
Okay.
Tournament of Champions that he won. But anyways, I don't love it as much at 11 or 12 to 1. I don't love it as much as I did then. I'm happy that I got in at that number. I think that he has a great chance this week.
Sure. Not
to say that he doesn't. I just feel like some of those other guys are coming in with a little more parts of their game clicking necessarily than JT at this moment.
Oh, come on. I don't believe that. I'm not buying that. This is the captain of the United States of America's golf. We saw it at the President's Cup, who paired himself with JT, Tiger. So we know that this is a talented man, and he's hungry. He's not young anymore. He's 27. He only has one major. So he needs to step it up. And you talk about recent form. He's not in top form. Baloney. Second at Zozo 3 weeks ago. What's up with that? That was not good enough for you?
I get that, but look, he should have won that tournament. So there's some – I'm not talking about necessarily the finishes because he's so good. He's going to finish well like a lot of these guys. But there were some things that were discouraging that Zozo final round. And I've seen it with him in contention a couple times this year. The driver seems to fail him when the pressure ratchets up a little bit. He was wayward off the tee. He was making some poor decisions. Granted, he gets up and down, which you're going to need at Augusta as good as anybody. He's got a tremendous short game. He's great at sort of the three-quarter wedge range, but I'm worried about his off the tee a little bit more than I have been in the past when he was really striping it down the fairway.
Okay, but I still like the fact that he's hungry. He has that extra level. He's like a Michael Jordan in a way. He looks at this like he's only got so many chances and he wants to do it. He wants to have a green jacket like his buddy Tiger. And he's come into this year having played better every single year. He's a T39, a T22, a T17, and a 12 last year. So I think it's a top 10 or bust. And you could actually get a top 5 or something on JT. And then you could put, $50 on that and win 125 or something, and he gets top 5. Like, I mean, you have to risk it to get it, but I think he's got a chance, got a good chance. So whatever, I like it, dude. I'm going to put a FOMO bet on that. Maybe. But
I like that trend that you said a lot about how he's been improving every year, hopefully trending toward ultimately a victory. I'd love to see it.
All right, the 20s, dude. This is when and where we have found some money this season. And It starts with a guy that gave us a little bit of run a couple weeks ago. Cantlay, 25. Yeah,
we
Patrick Reed, 28. Bubba, he's now 20. Hatton's in here. You can find him at 20, 30, 28, 30. Webb Simpson, same thing, 28, 30, 33 potentially for Webb. So find Webb at 33. You got to shop it around. That's what you got to do. You can get Decky somewhere here at 28, some places 40. I got 2 names. And, PPR, but always bet Patrick Reed at the Masters, especially this is around the green game you need confidence, and you need someone that's already won here, course history. So sign me up for some Reed. I got Reed at 30, and I got Webb at a mixture. I bet Webb a long time ago when he was 28 to 1, and I was like, oh man, he'll totally be 15 to 1 by the time this thing tees off, because he's been just playing so well. But 30, so I went back and I got a 33 and I got a 28, so I got mixed them together for a 30 or so. So I like that. I like Reed. Listen, how funny would it be for Patrick Reed to win a patronless Masters? I was thinking about it like last year. What if Tiger didn't have the fans? And then Charlie, we got a little Charlie wearing a Nike mask. How effed up would that be?
Jeez, God, I can't imagine.
I'm so thankful that Tiger was able to win last year, where he's walking down and Wiley just tweeted that video out. Oh, so good.
Anyways, 20 range. I have Webb. The same time that I bet JT, I got a 66 on Webb Simpson. I think he's going really underlooked this week. Haven't heard much about him. I haven't listened to a ton, but I just feel like he's going to be a
The reason they think you're supposed to be a Bryson and it's raining, so he has no chance. But it's like, what? This guy's didn't he win the Players but like last in distance or something? I think.
I don't know if he was last in distance, but he won the Players by like 10 strokes or something insane. But yeah. I was really like the guys that I'm looking at actively now. I'm between Cantlay and Reed. Like it's a difficult decision to make. I like that. Here's my pros for Cantlay. I love the fact there's this historical trend with the Masters where a guy comes into the event off of a recent win that same calendar year. Obviously just notched that. I loved his interview afterwards where he like very calmly said, I took the Zozo trophy from Tiger, and I'm looking forward to taking another one from him in a couple weeks, more or less is what he said, which was cool. I think that he's so calculated, which really helps him at a course like Augusta in his thought process is all there. You don't worry that he's going to make like a mental error or mistake. No. He's also kind of frustrating to play with, I feel like, for his opponents.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know if it's the speed of him, it's the twitches. It seems like he's always kind of getting into his opponent's head, which I think could really work in his favor if there's certain guys that he's paired with late on a Sunday.
Okay.
But then you get to Patrick Reed, right? Like everything just adds up. The short game is what really puts him over for me. He showed it for 2.5 days, I think, at the U.S. Open it was, where he can miss every green and just get up and down from everywhere. Love that smooth little draw he plays, works out great at Augusta. He's had a propensity to perform well at a course numerous years. He obviously has the win here. All the storylines kind of make place. Is that 30 still live on Reed somewhere?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm looking at Bovada right now, and I see a 28. But if I've been looking for something in the 30s, I may wait till tomorrow and see if I can grab something.
Okay, I see a 28 on the thing I'm looking at. It might have been bet on the line, AG.
Well, I'll shop it around.
Anyway, yeah, you could probably find it at 40.
He's coming in with solid form, right? He has a win technically this year if you go all the way back to WGC.
Sure.
Early in the season, so he does sort of fit into that narrative line. Coming in with good form, played well in Europe. Gotta love Pat Reed in these type of big time events.
And it'll like make my autograph Justine Reed picture worth like a ton more money, so I could maybe sell that.
He did block me, which it doesn't work in his favor. I may have to.
Well, you made fun of him or whatever. You did something, you dick.
I don't know. Yeah, all right.
You made fun of him, didn't you?
I kind of made. I wasn't really making fun of him.
Yeah, you can't say Patrick Reed is a bad person or you're going to get blocked.
Like, I didn't say that. I didn't say he's a bad person.
You have to toe so lightly.
I just said that Pat Reed's – all right. I said that originally I had thought – bring the picture up closer. So originally I had thought Justine was holding the trophy here, and when you zoom in a little closer, you can just see that she's going with a little chest caress in the sort of in the
Okay, middle. All right, okay. That's
so you're afraid to get blocked now.
Justine, God damn it. I'm followed by Patrick. I don't want to jeopardize any of this.
All right,
let's go. Well, move on. Now, would you take Bubba today at 28 if you could?
No. I'm actually going to full on fade Bubba and everything. Okay. Looking at matchups. He's just so popular, and I feel like the number, given where he's at with guys like Reed, Cantlay, Hideki, they're all just better golfers than him. I don't care about the course history here. I think he's not going to make enough shots and putts. When he was at his best here, first of all, driving distance, he obviously crushed, right? He was like number one on tour at that point. Second of all, he had this tremendous touch around the greens where he was one of the best lag putters on the PGA Tour. I just don't see it with him anymore. He seems even these 8-footers he's standing over with little confidence. Got to make putts to win here.
Okay.
I'm going to fade him. You got to fade somebody, right?
Yeah, but, 9,000 on DraftKings I feel like it's a good price too. So if you wanted to maybe not bet him but put him on DraftKings teams, maybe you could because he could score. He's a par 5 guy.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know, win. I don't know. But he's won it twice, so I don't know. No stress. Yeah, Bubba. You got to read Justin Ray golf tweets too, and he has all sorts of stuff. And That's
Good
a good
stuff
guy to
from
follow.
Justin.
But anyway, 30s, we got three guys that I'm going to tell you about. And it's Morikawa 33, Finau 35, and Tiger 35. Is this fool's gold? Because Morikawa, yes, he won the PGA, but we know he was coming in a lot better. He had a little bit of mojo, and he's a first-timer here. Finau, we know, is good at Augusta. He's had a great season, but he doesn't win. Is he suddenly going to win a Masters 35-1? And then Tiger, he's back at Augusta. We know, defending champion, but he's in terrible form. This is fool's gold in this section of 30-1. I don't know if I'm interested in either or any of this.
I hate that I'm about to say this, but you cannot, absolutely cannot.
No, we lost him. Right?
You can't.
Wait,
you
no.
I know you took 25 bets,
but
he better not be one of them.
Who'd you say? Sorry, you cut out, I think.
I said you cannot bet Tiger Woods this week.
Right.
You can't.
No, I know.
33-1 is crazy. Given the field strength, given the form, given what we've seen from him. Last year leading in, there were some very positive trends for him. The approach, he was starting to hit fairways. He started to get the putter going. There's really nothing working in his favor right now. I'd full-on fade him. Morikawa I don't love, but it's not because he hasn't played here before. I'm not really buying the first-timer narrative in general, but especially this year. Look, there's certain elements of pressure at the way that the fans are, the way that sort of the calmness, but the roars that you hear, all of these things that add up. So take the two par threes on the back nine, for instance, number 12 and number 16. Relatively pedestrian par threes that, like, I don't get that short of par threes in the course of my backyard here. One's like, they're both like in the 150, 160 yard range. Without those fans there, without the added element of the pressure of people all around you, 16 you can think of. So like it just has this picture where you see all the people lined up behind the tee shot as it's coming in. But they're not that hard of holes. So you take that kind of aspect out of it. The fans aren't going to be lining the fairways and sort of framing in the holes like you would normally see at Augusta National. I think could work in some of these guys' favor as well. I just haven't seen it form-wise from him, from Collin Morikawa since his victory. I think he switched clubs at the Vegas tournament. I'm not sure if it was the CJ Cup or the Shriners or the one before it, but totally switched to a set and just hasn't quite had it since then. Fade.
Okay. Yeah. But what about Tiger then? No love?
No love for Tiger.
What about Tony the Tiger?
Oh, Tony the Tiger. No, I'm not going to take Tony Finau here. You know what? If it could get – I'll pay attention to this number because there was this – at least on Bovada, there was this cliff after like 33-1 where it jumps all of a sudden to like 60. So I feel like they need to kind of fill that void with some 45s and 50s. If he's one of those guys that doesn't catch a lot of steam and can creep into a 4 in front of his number. I
don't think that's going to happen because my uncle and like random guys are texting me about how Finau's form is, and they know Tony's showed up the last couple of years here. He's a likable guy. I don't know. I don't think he'll fade. I think he'll be around in the 30s. So
yeah, DraftKings, I would consider it top 5. I would consider it maybe even in some matchups with these guys around him if he's paired in a matchup against Morikawa or Hatton or Tiger or someone like that.
But the same situation is going to happen. What happened last year is where he was good enough, but he didn't have it all, and then he failed at the end. And he doesn't have the putter. He doesn't have the confidence. He doesn't have that win that gives him the confidence. That's what I wrote. I think he's just into that position where he needs to get the win on the regular tour, and then by the time a major comes, then it's the floodgates are open.
Is it killer instinct? Is that like a thing?
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's honestly like it comes down to that 8-footer and it's in the back of his head. Like, I haven't made this before. Is this the one that's going to go in? And you just have to like have it go in one time. And then all of a sudden those thoughts are gone. And then it's like a totally new Tony. But at the same time, is it too late? I mean, he's not JT or somebody that's 27.
Yeah. I just remember vividly last year, right? In the final group with Tiger Woods, and they couldn't have been more polar opposites in terms of their demeanor, in terms of just the look on their face, how they were acting. Like,
you know, the story where he says, like, I said hi to Tiger, and then it was the last time I talked to
me. That's it. That's it. Right.
Why
there.
are you? So maybe he's going to come in with the same Tiger attitude.
He enjoys himself almost too much. I just don't know if he can like totally get zoned into the point where he gets lost in the moment and just plays his best golf when he needs it the most.
Okay, well, whatever. We know about Tiger, and if you want to bet Tiger, you're betting Tiger. If you don't, you don't. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think it's a good bet. I think you could put any number on Tiger. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that he's going to go back to freaking back here, and especially coming in the way he is. So I'm not. I may have a FOMO share or two on DraftKings where you click him in a lineup just in case it happens. But that's what Rick said yesterday is the way to do it. If he wins, hell yes. But I'm not going to win any money if he does.
Right. Right.
All right, 40s. Hideki, Wolf, Spieth, Fleetwood, and Scott. It's a weird range, actually, but Hideki, you can find him at 30, you can find him at 28, you can find him at 33. People don't know what to do with Hideki because he doesn't win. He was just T2, though, at the Houston. Do we trust Hideki? And did you go with Wolf? Do you like Spieth's here, but can you get him at 50? And would you do it at 50 even? I mean, there's a lot of things to ask you here. Oh, my goodness.
So Spieth, no for me. Fleetwood, big time no for me. Something is up
Right.
with
He's the one out of everyone that's not right.
Hideki, I'm seeing it like a 28. If you can get him in the 40s, is that what you just said?
Yeah.
That is nice.
He's 40 right now on the not your bookie, but mine.
Yeah. So you shop this stuff around, guys. Like, all right. So the one that I'm looking at right now is Adam Scott, and he's 66-1, and I really like it a lot. Fits a lot of narratives for me in terms of off the tee game. He's actually surprisingly not bad with his short game and pitching and chipping right around the green. Short wedge shots, 100-yard range. He's one of the best on the PGA Tour. Does have a win earlier this year as well. He was hitting bombs last week in Houston.
Ooh, yes.
I think
he
put
hits
in
bombs now.
Longer driver, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's like maybe the second guy in the field this week, right behind Bryson DeChambeau in terms of driving this. I mean, you may have Cam Champ up there, but he's going to outdrive Dustin and Rahm and Wolf this week, and I won't be surprised one bit. He put in that longer driver.
What's funny is to me that Adams,
dude, he was playing 464.
Sorry, you cut out.
Go ahead.
I think it's crazy that we're not talking about the 9 putters and which one he's using and all about his putting. And he's like, that's the thing of the past. Now the thing about Adam Scott is he doesn't play enough. And he tried. He did. He wanted to play, but he got COVID. So I don't think that's the case. I think the putter is fine. He's gained in the last 3 events. I don't think that's the problem. I think it really is. It's coming together, and it's having the pressure on himself and knowing that he's won here before. He has the ability to do it. He's shown up out of nowhere and won the Genesis. And that was like Tiger's event invitation to everybody. So Scott's great. And I put $5 on him as soon as our guy EPAT Golf on Twitter, Eric Patterson, was like, hey, this is it. This is the moment. Do it now or do it never. And it was like while he was leading in tee to green after 36 holes or something.
Yeah, totally in on Scott. Like you said, not too worried about he's going to bring that broomstick out. We know that. But fine. Not worried about it. Like the thing with the putting, I mean, we saw Willett win. We've seen Bubba win. We saw Tiger win when his putter wasn't great. We saw Sergio win here putting with his eyes closed. It doesn't matter. There's a familiarity aspect to it. There's no green reading books. He's been here 10 consecutive years, 4 top 10s in there, a first, a second. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make his way around Augusta National.
Okay, enough about Adam Scott. Let's now talk about our guy, Matthew Wolff, who would have been playing in April during his 21st birthday, I want to say, or maybe it was his 20th. But either way, it was in April. It was going to be around his birthday. And so I'm sure you'll hear about that. Like, oh, I wanted to play on my birthday. Doesn't matter. I knew he was going to be good, and I knew he was going to be bet on, and I got him at 66-1 in September.
Okay.
So now he's down to 40. Do you want him at 40? Because
No.
40 seems fair, but kind of on the edge of whether or not I would, if I didn't do anything before, would I do it now? I don't know.
No, you can't do it now. I think that he, like the form in terms of the iron, in terms of the approach game, in terms of the ball striking, kind of came and went a little bit. Like, it's not that it's bad, but I think that he may have peaked around U.S. Open time. Okay. Look, played really well in both major championships this year. He's not to be overlooked. But even our guy strokes gain capping before the Sherwood, he came on. He was obviously a very popular pick that week. Played it 1,000 times. We heard it. But he said he was at the range and was not happy where his swing was. Was really working on some stuff with George Gankis, and our guy was standing there right behind him, and something was off. And it showed. He underperformed that week. He's underperformed since then. I think that it's just golf, man. It just comes and goes, and I think he's just in a spot right now where you can't bet him 40-1.
But we couldn't bet him 100-1 or whatever at the PGA, and then he came out and did awesome. And then we couldn't bet him at 80-1 at the U.S. Open because he's going to win the U.S. Open. Then he was 54-hole leader. He only lost because there was an unstoppable force ahead of him that won. So I mean, could he just have the confidence in a way that, like, I'm coming into the Masters and I know I can just bomb it all over the place, and if I find a couple fairways, if I get the fact that I can get these eagles, if I can roll in, dude, he's got the putter of a god sometimes. So I don't know.
He sun runs.
I think the 8,500 on DraftKings looks a lot more fun to click than the 40-1 because you don't need a lot of placement points for on DraftKings. Right. So maybe it's a 10-1 bet. I don't know what you can get him at 10-1, but
he's going to play aggressively. We know that, and he's going to try to make as many birdies as possible for me this week.
Now, I bet Spieth myself like a fool a couple weeks ago because I was like, oh, he's going to win the Houston Open. He's going to come back. $2.50 is going to be great. I'm going to win 150. I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. So I bet Spieth, but I'm not advising to do that. And would you do that?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not betting Spieth.
Nope. So don't maybe do that. But just do what you want because do what you have fun doing. And if it's throwing a bet in here and there after you won off of a ROM bet that you didn't think would win, or you won off of another bet and you're like, oh, $2 right now, I'm going to have some money on the Masters in case I'm broke. By the time the Masters starts, at least I have some bets in. Do that. And don't be bullied into not doing that.
For sure. I mean, we catch some flack sometimes because of the number of guys on our quote-unquote betting card, but
betting scroll.
There's a difference, right? It all depends on how much you're betting, right? Like these guys,
$2.50. I can do that on everybody.
100-1. We're really a beer to return. So make fun of it all you want, but a $5 bet is fun. It's fun to sweat.
Lots of juicy names here in the 50-1 range, and surprise, surprise, Joe, I have got some dollars doled out in this range.
Hit me with it.
Well, Jason Day, I mean, obviously that was with the EPAC golf tweet. I mean, he's like, come on, look at this guy. He's great. He's hit 50-1 the Masters next week. Get it now. So I got that. And then I did Justin Rose actually at 66 a few months ago. I don't know. I thought by the time the Masters rolls around, maybe he'll be better. And 66. But at the same time, he's Mr. Course History. So I'm just banking on that. Are you a course history banker?
Not normally. I do think it warrants some attention at Augusta National versus other courses, but not a huge thing for me. I'm more of a recent form guy.
So then do you like Day, Louis O, or Rose or anything like that?
No, I'm probably going to pass mostly everyone in this range. Yeah.
How about the man of the week? I guess in the 66 or 60s or something, you can get Matthew Fitzpatrick. I think because it's raining or it's going to rain or they think he's kind of being talked up. Why? People like him. He's not even a bomber, is he?
No, he's not a bomber, but he has some history here.
Okay.
Some good performances. There's some course history for you. I think he played well last year. I don't have it in front of me, but I actually bet him. He was on the card with Webb and JT. So my 4 early bets that I took in January were, just to go over them real quick, were JT at 20, Webb 66, Matt Fitzpatrick at 100, and Billy Horschel at 150-1. So I think I got a little bit of value on all of those.
He was T21. It looks like he's been a Masters and a major kind of killer. It looks like he's a T12 at the U.S. Open. He was 20th at the Open last year, and then he missed the cut of the PGA and he missed the cut at the U.S. Open. So is he?
He's a solid player. I think that what I was banking on that 100 is him coming into the season and playing a little better than he has in notching a victory on the PGA Tour, and then thinking he would come in around 35 or 40 to 1 after he got his maiden win. That didn't happen.
Sure.
But I still picked up a few digits. I don't love it right now. I would not take it at 66 to 1. But I'm going to ride out that 100.
Okay, before we get into the veterans, how about we talk about Scheffler, 60 to 1.
Okay.
Would you be interested in a Scheffler? We saw him perform at the PGA. He was there. He was up there. He's about to win it.
Like Scheffler the most of all the first-time sort of rookie crop, definitely. I like him over Wolf and Morikawa. I just feel like he sets up really well. Gains a ton of strokes off the tee. Just one of those guys, I don't have a stat for it. Just kind of fits what I'm looking for in my eye. It kind of reminds me of a little bit when I think the first time Thomas Peters played Augusta National and came out and played really well and was like the 36-hole leader or stroke back that year. I think we could see something similar from Scotty this week. Just a gut feeling. I think he may be leading or close to the lead after one of these days.
So then are you in on 60?
Haven't bet it yet. Still considering things. Look, I'm waiting on.
Yeah, why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? Let's go. Get the card hot.
Because I've already got a lot of bets in, number one. So I'm just kind of waiting to let things play out. I feel like usually, so I have a street book or something we should call it.
Yes.
And our guy Jeff Feinberg used and a couple other ones, but he's been letting some juicy numbers slip out of the bag on Tuesdays. That's where I got that 28 on Brooks last week. So I'm waiting on his stuff to kind of come out. Usually Tuesdays that adjusted, and I can steal a couple points here or there. On
well, are you winning from that guy or at all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And it's nice because you meet at the Circle K and it's an envelope of cash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't got to transfer some Bitcoin into the account and go to try to cash one of these sketchy checks at the bank. That's how it works, brother. You'll get there. A couple more years and you'll understand the Circle K.
No,
envelopes.
as soon as my wife, you bet $1 or $2 and nobody tells you what to do. If I'm betting real money, I'm going to be told not to do that. And I don't want to be told by my wife to stop doing these pods in my garage and not bet I'm having a fun time because I can actually tell her, hey, babe, we got $1 on this Sam Burns guy or whatever. And it's fun.
Fortunately, I banked $120K on DraftKings earlier this year, so I've got a little leeway in terms of my bets.
Yeah, so she's like, why haven't you won $100,000?
Sorry, bro.
I'm like, babe, I play in the short game. I'm only about to cash 1 comma, but it's going to be 4 figures, not 5.
You going to get in the millie this week or what?
I am in the PME Open, actually, but not the millie. The millie's a scam.
You know, the Millionaire Maker?
The millie's a scam.
But you got to put one lineup in there.
Nah, I don't even have FOMO for one lineup anymore, dude. I do have fun with the PME because it's no rake. I think it's probably full by now. And then I'll do the bagels. I've been on a little bit of a hot streak in bagels. But either way, let's talk about the names in the 60s that we might want to consider because they are veteran to the course. They are good names. Paul Casey and Ricky Fowler. Could you believe that they're in the 60s? That's odd, considering going into last year, they're probably in the 20s or 30s, and Casey was the chalk of the week on DraftKings. What's happened there? And Casey's a total driving genius, someone who should suit well for the course, had performed at the other major or whatever that was. I can't remember which one he was almost about to win. He wants a major. Are we worried about these two? Because they're not killers, really. They're kind of like, hell, hey, I'm going to smile. I'm going to do my advertisements. And then if I, don't win, I don't
killers. Win. You said it. I'm not going to bet them. I think if I was going to play one of them, it would be Paul Casey, just strictly because I think he's going to be less popular. I think Ricky is going to be a popular pick this week, given where his price is. Maybe a good top 10 bet on one of these guys, but they're not going to win.
Okay, well, then let's go to the 70s. There's a 70 to 1 guy. Joe, are the long shots really going to have a chance this week? Because it's not really long shot season, but it's been long shot season. The fall has produced a bunch of 100 to 1 winners. Is this going to happen at the Masters?
No, but it didn't stop me from taking a couple guys.
Okay, cool. Well, did you take a Kokrak? Because I did a couple months ago, homie, for 200 to 1 for $1.
Nice.
No, I guess I put $2 on that guy. At
there
200. And now he's 70-1, so he won a tournament and his price dropped. That's why you fire shit off kind of tipsy after you've won on DJ at the Travelers and you got Coke Rack because you know he's a bomber. Like, that's what you do.
So I did a model build, and I think we put that out on our YouTube page, where I kind of took people who aren't members of Fantasy National behind the paywall a little bit, and just showed them sort of how I use it. I think everybody uses it a little bit different. And I had it run a model giving projections on where guys rank out. Coke Rack was third. It went DJ, Rom, Coke Rack. Now, I prefaced that, and I believe I said, like, Coke Rack, when you do these models, you get used to seeing guys on there that you just
I remember you said that.
Like, this is one of those guys that, like, is always going to be at the top of my model, but you just got to know that, and you can't just bet him every week. He's one of those guys, but still third. Like, he's rating out extremely well and everything, playing great. His short game has been phenomenal lately.
Too good.
He's a good bet. I didn't bet him seven.
We've been snorting the Coke Rack for a while, and we just snort it when he can putt. And I even said prior to his win, hey, if he catches a hot putter, he's going to be in contention. That's just Coke Rack. And guess what? He putted the best he's ever putted in his whole freaking life. He had 10 strokes gained putting in a week. And he won. So could he do that now? I don't know. The confidence is there. I feel like in my own game, sometimes I follow good putting rounds with more good putting rounds. So it's not, out of the ordinary, but we know stats are risky in PGA. This isn't the NFL. Do you trust that the putter can stay hot?
No, I don't. I just feel like it's one of those things that, especially 10 strokes putting in a week, like if he had consecutive, see him have 5 straight of 2 strokes gained putting, then 1 week of 10 strokes gained putting. Does that make
Yeah, totally.
I just want to see him like on the right side and beating the field average by a stroke or two consecutively and consistently versus having 1 week where you drop in a couple bombs.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they're the Augusta Greens too. It's not like it's a flat Rocket Mortgage Classic in Michigan.
Right.
All right, what about Abraham Answer? Any interest?
Nope. Didn't bet Answer.
All right, let's go to the hundreds and the real long shots, unless you got any other names.
No, I got a couple guys in the hundreds.
I got Cam Champ. Did you do that? I mean, that seems kind of obvious to just throw a flyer on Cam Champ. Driving distance. Rick Good said it. He said driving distance is key stat this week. Do you do Cam Champ because of driving distance?
He did. The reason that you do him.
What?
So that would be the only reason that you would bet Cam Champ is because of driving distance.
Sure.
I'm not going to do him. I went a little bit deeper down, but one guy I wanted to ask you about, any interest in Lee Westwood?
Well, Martin's talked about him. We did a pod. We had a beer together on Friday night, and we just went through things and chatted it up. It wasn't very specific or whatever. And he mentioned that he liked him. So, I don't know. Lee Westwood's got that like major pedigree and somebody that will always show up. Is he one that will win? No, I don't think. But I think in DraftKings or a top 20 or a for sure part of your made cut parlay, I think he can definitely make that list. I don't know.
He just seems like I feel like he's going into it, whether this is true or not. I think he believes it, that in every look Augusta National can give to him, right? He's played every pin location. He's been in these he's been on this pine straw on the left side at number 10. Like, he's gone through every scenario and been successful. Obviously there's parts of his game where he's giving up a ton off the tee, but I just feel like he's showing up this week confident in that, like, look, I still did this last year. I'm here every year. I know exactly what I'm going to do on all 18 holes. I know exactly what the easterly wind does, exactly what to do when it's firm and fast. All said and done, I just feel like I don't know that he's going to win, but 125-1 may present an opportunity for a top 10 here.
I mean, we've seen the Angel Cabreras, we've seen the Bernard Langers, we've seen the people that are older and have veteran experience show up. I don't remember what I listened to, or maybe it was Rick. I've listened to a lot of shit. One of the things I listened to was Lee Westwood is just not going to let things bug him anymore. Mm-hmm. That he just kind of lets things go now. So
I said that at the Honda, yeah.
But yeah, so whatever, do that, or you could do Billy Horschel. I bet that was the first bet I made on the Masters a long time
Yeah.
ago. A little bit of a homer bet because I like the Billy Horschel, I like the Gator Boy, and I was confident enough to put $8 on it at the time, like a man.
Well, you should have waited. I waited too. They've got a 300 on him right now.
Oh fuck. Well, don't tell me that because I'm going to try to cash a combo with Billy Horschel, but at the same time, I think DraftKings are top 10, not win.
Yeah.
Cam Smith.
No, but I looked at Cam Smith. Has actually had some pretty good form coming in, and I think 5th here last year, which was very surprising to me when I look back at it.
Yeah, the problem is he's not 100-1. He's 80 now.
Yeah. I took 150-1. I took Kevin Kisner.
Oh, why? What?
Kiz has been very under the radar playing well.
Kiz would tell you that's a bad bet to your face himself because he would
tell me
that.
that.
Have a chance here.
No, I don't think so.
In the rain?
He would. I don't think he would. I think Augusta's different. I think Kiz would have told me that at Winged Foot. I think Kiz would have told me that at Harding Park.
Because he can be creative enough to catch up.
He's got some feelings here. I think he's got some confidence. Look, he lives 45 minutes down the road. He plays out of Palmetto Golf Club. Also, I think in Acre, which is not far. He's familiar with – look, he's had 4 straight made cuts here inside like the top 30. 7 of his last 9 PGA Tour events, and he's been playing quite a bit. He's top 25s. Like, he's coming in great form. I think he makes a great DraftKings play this week. I want to say 7,100, but I will own a lot of shares of Kisner.
Okay.
I think that he can putt well enough to get it done. And while these holes may be long, he's surprisingly very good player from like 175 yards. He hits his long irons really well.
All right, whatever. Well, I can't make fun of you for Kisner if I'm about to suggest that you bet on Francesco Molinari.
You're right. What, did you see something last week and bet him Saturday afternoon?
That's a false lie because I was already ready for that. You can look at the Bagels chat last week on Bagels podcast or whatever. I was chatting about how Molinari, get ready for Molinari. The comeback is happening. Molinari's ready to be good again. He had a little bit of a hangover. He was pissed. He was sad. He sulked. He drank. And then now he's back. He's the Terminator. I'll be back. And this is the thing. I blended it a little bit because I got a bunch of, bets on it through a few weeks ago and whatever. And so I've got about $3 on a blended 133-1 line. So I'll win about $400 if this dude wins. I'm not sure he will, but I think $6,700 DraftKings top 10 play. I think he's motivated. This is what I've read and I know and I've heard.
Cursed here though? Is the curse real of Augusta National?
No.
Okay.
Why? No, he has to have
such bad vibes here. Like,
he was in like I'm going to win the Open and the Masters in back-to-back majors, and then Tiger's right there, the aura of Tiger. I think that's just it's a combination. And guess what he did? He drank a bunch of wine over the last couple months, and he's just shaking that around in his little brain, and he doesn't remember anymore. And he's coming in because you know why? His caddy or whoever he practices with, his coach, I don't know, is telling him how to do things. And all I've read is that he practices like he plays. They throw him into shitty situations. They don't let him just hit 8-iron and blast driver and look at a screen. No, he's out there doing crazy things and putting himself in situations. And that's the kind of golfer that I want, a veteran guy in the contention last year. Yes, 5th is a bad finish when you're supposed to win, but he was 5th at the Masters last year. So I like Molinari. He could do a top 10.
Yeah, but he was first going into like hole 13. No,
damn tree.
One of those things where like if he had rebounded from that, I would say that it's just golf, right? But it was one of those things that it seemed to have a huge detriment on his mentality, his entire year. Like,
hello, duh.
Obviously. After that.
Joe, if he was any decent, he'd be under 130-1. Like
Good point.
You got to have a little bit of risk for a little bit of reward. I'm doing $3, like the price of a Cheeto, and I'm going to get $400.
All right. Anyone 200 and above you got?
Hell no.
All right. I got James Tyree Poston. 250.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To win? Him.
Yeah. What the hell?
He could be the one that like scrambles his way into like 18 pars in a row.
I'm not gonna sit here and like justify taking him 250 to 1. I just saw it. I liked it. I think he played pretty well last week. I think he plays par fives really well.
Okay.
One in South Carolina, I think it was the Wyndham. So this neck of the woods, lives there. Plus his
His
caddy put
caddy's
out
pretty
a
good singer.
fire music video today.
I
So
saw that.
250 to 1. That paid for my ticket.
Okay, cool. Now, if you want all of my bets, hello, they're on a spreadsheet, and you can access that by buying $5 of my Patreon page for a month. Along with that, you can get my player pool and my exposure. But if you want more about DraftKings and you want information about ownership, pivots, final picks, you can watch the Fantasy Golf Pod tomorrow night. We talk about those specific things, and we'll go through the betting board or the DraftKings pricing and tell you who's owned and who's not. That's what we're going to do tomorrow night, so you can watch that. Are we good? Should we do a giveaway?
Yeah, let's do. I was just going to say that I'm tweeting out now, merch time. Maybe we'll get some people to flood into the Periscope.
Okay.
To hit them. So we got some T-shirts we're going to give away. So what you're going to do is if you are the first person to be in this Periscope chat and answer the question correctly, you're going to DM me your size, your address, your name, blah, blah,
You
blah.
have a
I'll
question?
send you tea. I do.
I have a question too. So we're going to give away two?
Yeah, we'll give away two for sure.
Oh.
Why don't you hit them with yours?
Okay. Periscope fans, I'm sorry, everyone else, but I have a question. It is, how many times, you can Google this, I don't care, has Tiger Woods missed the cut at the Masters? Has he ever missed the cut at the Masters? Is the answer 0?
Yes.
Or is it more than one? Did he miss the cut multiple times?
How many times has Tiger missed the cut at the Masters for a Preferred Lines T-shirt? It's on a little bit of a lag here, so we got to give him some
We could
time.
do the Jeopardy. I mean, I don't really watch it, but I'm sorry for Trebek.
Yeah, shout out Alex Trebek.
Rest in peace.
Um,
Okay, did anyone guess? Or should we talk about some other things? If we talk about the fact that the garage is about to open because my wife's going to get home from her little church study.
Great content. Yeah, let's see.
Didn't even tell her to not do it because I was like,
All right, so I have an answer. Is 4 the correct answer?
4? No.
Okay, 4 is wrong. 0.
No.
0 is wrong as well.
I mean, you can guess a few numbers. This is sad that they don't know. I didn't know it myself. That's why I looked it up.
Just guess a number, people.
Why don't you tell them your questions so they can do both?
All right, we'll go to mine. We'll go to mine so you can let this marinate and come up with an answer and Google it if you have to so you can win a tea. My question, and I answered it earlier in the show for anyone who's stuck around, so there's a hint.
Well, reading comprehension? Shit.
Who's the last guy? So when we were on with Rick, what did he say is the most important stat at Augusta National? Chad? Driving distance, right?
Oh, I thought I wasn't supposed to.
Just leading into the question. So who was the last guy to win the Masters that was top 5 that year in driving distance? Okay, I have an answer of 2. Is 2 correct? The answer. Is 1 the correct answer?
1's right.
1 is the correct answer. Only son, 81.
It's 1. It was 1996. His first year as a pro.
Really? Hasn't missed a cut since 96. Maybe incoming this year.
Next
I don't want to put
year,
that
the
on.
year after he missed that cut, he dominated in 97 and he won by 12. So he learned a lot.
All right. Next question. Last question. Player to win the Masters who also was top 5 in driving distance on tour that season.
Was this a long time ago?
No.
Oh.
This was, well, if I say, we're going to
No, don't say. I was just
It
curious.
was recently. It was in the last 10 years.
Okay.
Well, then there's 10 answers. Well, about 8 answers.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys should sign up for Jock Market. Jock Market is all very fun stuff. You buy and sell shares. We may do something maybe Wednesday night for like the IPO thing. I don't want to step on Nagel's toes, but we may do something because it really heats up from like 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and I think you pretty much are just guaranteed to win on Jock Market, right?
Yeah. Which is weird because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose all my money. And then I opened the app and I won 40 cents. I was like, how did I win any money?
Baller. Patrick Reed. No, Patrick Reed is not anywhere close to leading driving distance. The answer is correct from Maroon D44. It was Bubba Watson in 2014, led the tour in driving distance. He was 2014's Bryson DeChambeau.
Correct. But then did he have to like hook it around those trees to win? Or was that a different year?
I don't know. That may have been 2012 when he hooked it around the trees. I'm not sure. I think it was 14.
Which one was he one where he was just like the cry face?
I think that was 2012. The cry face was. All right, Maroon D44, you won a T-shirt. The other one who won a T-shirt was Only Sun 81. Hit me in the DMs, guys. Thank you guys for watching us. Like, genuinely, we kind of joked about it today that we made it. We haven't made anything. But with your guys' help, like, people like watching us, I think. So,
dude, and straight up, like, I put a lot of time and effort into it. Like,
absolutely,
like, it's not like we're doing this. We're just like, no, let's turn it on and go. It's like, dude, we're fucking putting time into this.
Right. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So win some money and then tag us. How about that? Let's do that. Let's win a bet and then pretend that we gave you that advice.
That'd be great. Yeah. Perfect. Big things in 2021 coming for us.
Yes, and like we said, if you want to do the Jock Market now, great. But we'll probably get more into it, and we'll probably have some like contests with the pod or whatever come in 2021. And that's the thing is like, hey, we're doing the Masters in November. So this is messed up, but awesome.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Should we get out of here?
Yep.
Let the people go. Masters Week, baby. Love you guys. Peace.